What's up, bro dog and brodette? So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the differential and this drive shaft. So a drive shaft, it is connected from one side to the transmission and the other side to your differential if you have a rear wheel drive car. And on this differential you have this yoke right here in the back, and this just connects to your differential, or if you have two drive shafts, it would connect to the other one. But right here is this will go on top of it, and inside of it has a whole bunch of little neater roller bearings, and that just helps this able to move all around with ease, and just give it a nice, easy, smooth going. And now this tool right here, now each drive shaft has to be at a 0.3% angle. Now all you have to do is just connect this to your drive shaft and just try to get to that 3%. And now once you have that, that's where it should be. There should be no more, and it shouldn't be any less. Alright, so now I'm going to talk to you guys about your CV axle. And right here is your boot. You got a boot on both sides. What the boot does is it holds the grease inside, so these little bearings in here can move around easily and smoothly. Now this side of your axle is the high point, and on this side is your CV joint. Now it goes by another name, or Zappa joint, but it's mainly called the CV joint, and CV stands for controlled velocity. Constant velocity, because it's always constantly changing, either going this way, that way, up, down, wherever. And this bracket just holds the boots in place, and this goes through your wheel hub, and this little nut, and that's about it for your CV. Now here is the differential. Now this is just this would be on a small passenger vehicle, rear wheel drive, of course. Only rear wheel drive vehicles have this differential, and if it's not rear wheel drive, it's a transaxle. But we can go over that either in another video, or you can watch somebody else. But all I'm going to talk about here is that we got here your ring gear, you got your spider gears in here, and your side gears. Now your side gears are connected with your axles on the end. Now see, if I spin one end, it moves it all around. Now right here you see this rod. This rod is a pin that keeps everything in place. Now to remove these, you would have to take out this pin, which kind of just slides in and out. Just moved it a little bit. And once you slide it out, you can push these in, and there's like a little C-clamp in there. Let me see if I can get my flashlight to show you. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a C-clamp in there that holds these two shafts in together, and so they don't fall apart while you're driving and go out and your wheel just comes completely off your vehicle. Now also, they have these shims right here. Now these shims are very important in a differential, because these shims help you line up to where your pattern of your gear, of your ring and pinion gear, are touching perfectly. You would put ink right here, and this right here is your toe, and this is your heel, toe. And the shims you would put in to move this in or out, and what that does is either creates a better pattern with the ring and pinion, or it can create it worse. Now you would need a sheet to look at to see the ink pattern of how it should look, and the ink pattern is the key way of finding out if you need to move over to the left or to the right. This right here is what your drive shaft connects to your differential. This is called your companion flange. The yoke just sits right in here, and it connects. There's something that will go over it to lock it in place. and so they're like attached together. So as the drive shaft spins, this spins as well. And as you spin this, you spin the ring and pinion gear. Alright, for this differential, it's a little different because it has this device right here. What this device here is a governor. Now, all this does is at launch from a complete stop and you want to go, this will push out and connect both axles together and make them into one to have a better takeoff, so whatever you're carrying in your vehicle, it could take off smoothly and no tires will slip or be weaker than the other because they're combined. And now as you're going and you're driving and you get to your coasting level, what the governor does to help save gas is it disengages one of the axles so that only one axle is being driven and the other one is just kind of coasting and just riding along. Now that saves a lot of gas for your vehicle, but say you get in a situation where you got one wheel, like say your right wheel gets caught in some ice and your left wheel is on the street. Now your left wheel has traction but your right doesn't. Now what the governor would do is it will combine the axles together to make it into one, so it could get traction on from one side to the other and kind of just force itself out of the slipping point. Now also in here, these are clutches. Now what these clutches do is it engages and disengages to whatever axle it needs to, and this helps it when it turns to let one go a little faster than the other. Same as what the spider gears do, that just kind of helps everything move at different speeds. Like you can go faster with your left rather than your right. That's how it all happens. Now last but not least, we have this really heavy duty differential. This would probably be for like a big old truck or something like that. And right here we're just going to talk about these axles. This is a floating axle where it has like it sticks out rather than a standard axle over here where it doesn't stick out. Now all the floating axle does is it's very easy to remove. You would just have to unbolt these and you can just slide the axle right from out of there, and so you're able to take the axle out while the tire is still on the vehicle and the vehicle is still up in the air. So that's extremely helpful, so you don't have to break down and get into this and try to disconnect components with the C-clamp and stuff like that. And so that's really helpful. But with these, you know, they have a clamp on the inside where you have to take the rod out and then slide it out. So easier to work on, but these self-loadings are only for heavy duty vehicles. And that will be all for my video today. Thank you for watching and have a great day.